Don't even start, I know. I'm sorry I haven't done this, but you know what sucks? The flu. Yep, I had the flu. But you feel really bad for getting momentarily upset with me there for not uploading anything. But I need to do 5 movies today, so I probably should stop stalling. Tomorrow I'll be uploading the videos, which I'll shoot also tomorrow, of, luckily I'm well enough for Halloween. It's like down the last day before, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Ooh, before I start again, look in the background, or this background. Look, I stacked all that stuff on top of it. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. There's a zombie head and a skull and some masking tape up there. But anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna review some movies because that's apparently what I'm good at. So I'm gonna be reviewing 5 movies, like I think I already stated, didn't I? The original Tales from the Crypt, Boarding House, Dead and Buried, and 2 short films, Behind Closed Doors and Stripped. Haha. Exciting. So, I guess I'll start off with Tales from the Crypt, because that's the one that I watched most recently. Well, what's interesting about this film, it's a different sort of look at, it's kind of like the TV show Tales from the Crypt. It's an anthology film, so it's kind of like an early version of Creepshow, and it's kind of what... I find it funny that this movie sort of came out closer to when the comic books, the Tales from the Crypt and the Vault of Horror, the Vault of Fear, or whatever it was called. I find it funny that this movie doesn't really take as much advantage of the comic book theme as the Creepshow movie did. But anyhow, I really enjoyed this movie. Well, it had a couple things I wasn't that big on. It moved a little slow in some of the stories. For some reason, even though this movie was done in the 70s, it still had sort of an older film look to it, and that was okay. I felt that it moved a little slowly for the kind of movie that it was and the kind of comic books that it was based off of. It was done by a British studio, so it sort of has that British feel to it. Yeah, I hope that didn't come across whatever. But yeah, it was a pretty good movie. It had actually one of the first story in this movie, which was in the Tales from the Crypt TV show. It was one of the first couple of episodes in season 1, and it was the story in the TV show called "And All Through the House." So it was sort of interesting because after seeing that, I'm able to see another reimagining of it. So now all I need to do is read the original comic book adaptation of that, and then I will be all set. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's either 5. It's either 5 or 7 little stories in one movie. So again, it's an anthology film, and it's kind of interesting the way it's a little confusing, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. The reason that these stories are being told, it's like this group of people who just so happen to be driving in the countryside or something, and none of them know each other, but they each drive by this place, which I guess is offering tours of this crypt, and it's like an really old crypt or something, and they get locked into this one room in the crypt by accident, and there's this guy, and he's asking them, well, why did you come here? And none of them know why. They were just kind of drawn. And the one thing that's confusing, though, well, he tells these stories, and all the stories revolve around them, and I don't understand, because it's like they've come here and he's going to punish them for what they did in these little chapter, or what they did in their lives or something, which is represented by these stories. But, and then he wants to kill them because of this, but in some of these stories, I hope this doesn't come across as a spoiler, they die, but they came to the crypt, so they're alive. So I'm not sure what's really going on. It's like, are they going to do it in the future? But then there was something that contradicted that in the actual movie. It was weird. But aside from that, it has some actual big names behind this. It's got Peter Cushing in it, and I think it might have someone else in it. Anyone else that, well, no one that I find famous. But yeah, this is a decent film, and if you can get it for a decent price, then I would recommend it. The only thing that kills this, though, it's a cool release, but on the inside, I've got a friggin' enter now for your chance to win the Play 'em and Slay 'em sweepstakes, hosted by Howie Mandel. I don't need that bald guy in my Tales from the Crypt. Don't care if he's Canadian. So yeah, decent film, worth a look or two. Unless, of course, you don't like horror movies, then why the hell are you watching this? That was a terrible transition to the next movie. Okay, here's a Blue Underground release, so you know we're in for a treat. This is Dead and Buried. I'm not sure if it was directed or produced or written or something by the creators of Alien. So, it's a weird movie. It's like these people move to this town, and things start seeming a little strange in this town, and again, this is one of those movies I haven't watched in a while, so I'm a little bit confused, or I don't really remember everything, but it has something to do with them going to this town, and there's this one guy who is a mortician, and he takes great pride in his work, and then there's like this group of people who they slowly start, I'm not really sure, it's either like they start noticing weird behaviors in the people of the town, or they get attacked by this group of people. But anyhow, there's these people who just want these people who want these characters out of their town, and there are some cringe moments in this movie. It's not an incredibly gory film. The ending was a twist ending, and it was almost a little bit creepy. But yeah, you know what? If you're into the Blue Underground releases, and you want to collect the Blue Underground films, go ahead and grab a copy of it if it's cheap. I think I got mine for like $15 or something. But, yeah, otherwise just give it a rent or something, because it's not the greatest film. I was almost turned off by the fact that it was done by the creators of Alien, because even though Alien's kind of a cult classic, I stay away from even like the, common cult classic films that movies like a lot of people know about. So I almost was reluctant to get this, because I knew, I thought that maybe someone might have heard about this, and I watch a lot of obscure movies if you haven't already been able to figure that out. But what's interesting about this, it doesn't have a whole lot of special features. It's got the theatrical trailers and the poster and still gallery, so it's not one of Blue Underground's heftier releases, but it does have this neat little poster card in here, which is from the Japanese release. That's kind of cool. And, but of course on the back it has like the scene selection stuff. And then it's got their little catalog, and you can get that copy of Snuff that sells for $50, has no special features, and runs in a continuous loop. Yeah, that's worth it. Moving on. So yeah, you know what? Couldn't hurt to give it a look. Up to you at that point. Okay, I'll be back for more. I'm almost out of time on this, and I'm not going to be able to finish this movie, so you know what? Go to the next day's episode. So, ha.